Hi, I think I'm on my way to getting the Samantha look licked. Or not. If you enjoy this content, please spread the word about Visionary Ventures. Right off the bat, let me explain why I'm not using my feminine voice that I usually use. I figured I spent so much time on this, and I want to record this video very quickly and get it out there. I also figure that might be interesting to see a weird male voice coming out, humorously disconcerting to have a male voice. I also wanted to feel more comfortable when I explain, because I don't want anything to inhibit what I'm going to say in this video. I have a lot to cover, a lot of hopefully exciting stuff for you, and I don't want to be wrapped up in trying to get my female voice out there. On the one hand, I can see a lot of improvement. On the other hand, I can see some things that look a little embarrassing that I'll improve on. For one thing, this is the first time that I'm using a breastplate, especially for videos. If you've seen my prior video, I'll explain why I'm doing this for those of you who haven't been watching my videos. But this is the first time I'm using this breastplate, and I don't want to touch it too often. And in the past videos, I've only used clever use of like squeezing my natural breasts together and forming cleavage. But I figured, well, I want to show off a bit, and then with this dress, I figured I'll try it. It's all experimentation. I'll try it and see how it goes. If you may be able to see some what look like warts. I don't know what that is, but it's a trial, and maybe I won't use this breastplate again. Okay, for those of you who don't know, I've covered this a lot in my prior videos, my showcasing videos and the introspection videos before that. But for those of you who don't know, was fascinated and a little bit jealous actually of women because they can just dress more elegantly and be more eye-catching than men. I don't know, I grew up on Punky Brewster and Silver Spoons and a lot of science fiction, Star Trek and so forth. And the women all looked very glamorous and very unique and very exotic and had all these different looks about them. And so I grew up, and I didn't really play around with it that much. I mean, I really at all until my mom died recently, and 2018, the end of 2018. And then by that point, I had just begun, because I had a different floor. I was living on a different floor than my mom. Yes, I was living with my mom. Maybe surprise, surprise, ha 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 ha. But that's a whole other story. But I was living on the second floor, and she was more bedridden, so I felt a little urge to be able to order stuff online, and that was my first real beginning of cross-dressing. Although I did get a commissioned mermaid tail, and I've been losing weight, and see, this is why I'm using my male voice, because I feel less inhibited about talking about stuff like this. I still have the tail. I haven't swum in it, but that's for later, hopefully. But all right, to the end of 2018, I began getting a little bit, and then my mom died, and other things happened. Meanwhile, I felt freer, and I can be able to do this, and I did it for the challenge of seeing if I could be able to pull off the look, but also learning more about it, learning more about makeup and so forth, because I knew zilch. And there are also other side benefits, like I remember going into Sephora, and I created a whole timeline. There's video footage back there if you look for it in the my channel. I remember going into Sephora. I got in my car around July 2020. So, and I had my car when I went to Sephora, and I went in, And I sat down and I wanted to learn makeup, and I asked the assistant, the makeup artist assistant, the technician, all sorts of questions. And when she was done, I had a list and photographs of what products she used. And then I asked her to wash it all off, and because I couldn't bear to be seen publicly dressed up, especially because I didn't have any clothing. It was just my face and no wig or anything. So, so I went out, and then she was dismayed, and I felt, okay, I don't know any of these people. I'll just be walking by, and they won't know. I don't have to give anybody my name. The worst that could happen is that they laugh at me, right? So I'm walking down the hallway. I get into my car. I didn't get any comment, and I have photographs in my channel going back. It's like a video montage. I started walking in the park and taking pictures, and there was somebody that I really liked, as a friend, and she encouraged me. It was very meaningful. I don't want to give out her name, but it was very meaningful to me that she said something encouraging. And if she's watching, I very much want you to know what an impact you made on me. She said essentially, she, Samantha, meaning me dressed up, is very beautiful, and this person says herself that she doesn't really give out comments, like nice comments, willy-nilly. I mean, she was sincere, she was genuine, she really meant it. So that encouraged me to keep going, and she said, go to the nightclubs. There are 2 nightclubs here, and one is catered towards college students, the other is catered towards adults, and the one that's catered towards adults has this nice theater aspect, because the owner, I guess I shouldn't go further than that, but the owner is interested in theater too. That encouraged me. She said, try out the college-oriented one, and I haven't really gone. I've gone to the adult one, but I haven't gone to the college-oriented one. In the meantime, I've been orienting my look, and I should say the video is going to be split up. I should have said that at the beginning, between improvements on my look and what I'm going to do in terms of music and where I want to take this. So there have been some really good developments. Continue doing it, developing a little bit, asking just about everybody how you do makeup, and it was a real passion, a real study for me. Then I discovered several famous people online, Scarlet Business, and a couple of other people, a few other people who do it and pull off a very convincing look. And I'm an artist. I mean, like I spent my childhood drawing, and I also like to write, and that's going to come up later in where I want to take this. But I'm an artist at heart. I developed this as one of the avenues of art, and again, I wanted to see how closely I could look, how passing I could be, and because those men who cross-dress as women, I like to say female impersonator rather than cross-dressing, because cross-dressing is simply an act, like you cross-dress. But what I see is more female impersonation, because it involves the eyebrows, the look, the makeup, the clothing, the body that I'm going to show you in a moment, all that, the voice and everything, which I'm not doing right now. But you can look at my earlier videos and just this prior video, and you'll see that I do attempt a female voice, and I want to get better. So I could give you all the good points, a lot of the good points as to why I'm doing this. It's benefited me in terms of bravery and going out there and not caring what other people think. It's benefited me in terms of artistic exercise and learning about color, learning about lighting, learning about makeup and the blends of color and so forth, and all sorts of things. But I should also mention that I'm somebody with autogynephilia, which is the closest thing I think I found to explaining what motivates me. And there's been a lot of talk about whether you're straight or gay, or people changing, thinking they're really women inside and getting hormone treatments and all sorts of things, doing things to their body. And I want to speak out, sort of be a voice for people like me. What's an somebody with autogynephilia? It's simply somebody who literally is in love with themselves as a woman. Like love, that's literally autogynephilia. Um, However, let me explain what it's like for me. Um, as I said before, I grew up watching these women on TV and being attracted to them and the look and so forth. And I'm attracted to the look as much and as looking at them, and I I'm attracted. It's not necessarily sexual. Um, I'm attracted to seeing myself as a woman. I think there's something in the mind. I think it's because we have a male, that we have what are considered male instincts in our minds and female instincts in our minds. And I'm guessing that I'm more whole or integrated because of this. I mean, this is showing me how more whole I am because I'm integrating both sides. At least I like to think that. And I want to be a voice for those people who um, feel ambiguous about how traditional men and traditional women are supposed to be. I didn't grow up with that. I tend to be a very masculine person in certain areas. Like I may think, some sense, very male. Well, I don't know. That's a subject for another video. I have moments where I like to feel, be treated like a woman, and I'm curious about how it would feel and how others would treat me. That's one of the reasons for doing this, going out in public, because I wanted to learn what it's like, what women experience, what's the female experience as opposed to the male experience, which I've had like 48 years worth of experience. There's something about very soft, and when I'm dressed up, I like, I can't help, sometimes I look in the mirror and that's the autogynephilia probably kicking in. But I like to think of myself as a woman sometimes when I'm dressed like this. And in terms of walking around and in terms of fully acting like a woman, I want to understand how literally how it feels. And I know I can't do that. And there's some people that I believe are fooled into thinking that they need surgery or something. And I know I'm fully comfortable as a man, and if I could shape shift, of course, I know I'm not the only one that would, want to be able to shape shift in terms of gender. But I'm comfortable as a man, and I want to incorporate this too. So I want to speak out for those people who feel like that, but feel that they have to conform to gender stereotypes, or what being a woman is like, or what being a man is like. And I see this as an alternative. And I want to be an advocate for simply just dressing up, or, I'm heterosexual, but other people who do are gay, and it's okay to be like that. You don't have to physically change your body because it's very dangerous. It's life altering, literally life altering. And as I mentioned to a friend of mine, All I have to do is just get a nice cleanser and some water and just wash this all off. I want to say something too that I've been posting as I've felt more capable and my look is more presentable. I've been posting some pictures to friends and others' websites. Nothing, I mean, tasteful, like, sites where you share photos of yourself or interesting pictures and so forth. And I've gotten some nice compliments. Well, as a man, I've never been told that I'm attractive. But when I started doing this, I started getting people saying how beautiful I look and how lovely I look and so forth. And that I can't lie. I mean, that's very, very encouraging and very soothing and very nice. I'm conscious of the fact that I don't want to fully live like this. I'm a man, I know, and I haven't been told that I was handsome, and this at least fills in some need, I guess. Also dressing up like this and putting so much effort into the look is some way of demonstrating to women that I respect them. I respect them a lot, and there's a stereotype. There's a bad stereotype. Now it does apply to some people. There's a bad stereotype of female impersonators and mainly cross-dressers. I mean, the lowest form in terms of ability and effort. I mean, they practically like keep their beard on and they put on, I mean, it's horrible wigs and so forth. But I want to show women by putting in all this effort and by getting the eyebrows and everything to look and be as close to women as possible. I want to show them that how much respect I have for them. I'm not just putting on a dress and just walking around willy-nilly. I'm actually putting in the effort. It's fun, but I'm putting in the effort, and I want them, women, to know that there is somebody out there who does respect them. I don't go into women's bathrooms and so forth. I respect them, and I want to learn how to put on makeup, and I want to learn how to look like this. Maybe, some weird way, maybe I'll get a girlfriend out of it. Who knows? Okay, enough about that. Let me explain the second part of why I'm doing this, what my future holds, what I want my future to hold. I had written poetry a little bit, excuse me. I'd written poetry, and I thought, well, my main career goal was in writing for film, writing screenplays and movie scripts and so forth. And that's really not going anywhere. So I thought an easier way might be to do this and develop like a music career out of it. Now, I thought in my mind, is this delusional? Is this, am I going to go anywhere with this? Am I wasting my effort and my time? Well, in terms of wasting my effort, my time, I don't think so. Because look what's motivated me. My eyebrows look better, I think. My lips look better. Let's see how it is. I've learned so much. I want to also learn, I have begun learning more about music and how music is composed. Now, I grew up in the 1980s, so I want to sing in that style. Oh, speaking of singing, in developing my female voice, here's how I would do it. Ah, 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 Now, that's also similar to the practice that a singer does. In a moment, let me see if I can practice a female voice just to get it out there. Hey, hi. I've been wanting to share the insights I've gained in learning how to speak in a feminine voice. I know that you emphasize certain syllables. You stretch your voice out, you stretch your words out, you say S and other words, there's a nasal sound. You kind of vibrate your throat. You have to manipulate your voice box to go up a little bit. And I don't feel like I'm entirely able to do this without embarrassing myself. So I'm going to go back to my normal male voice. But in practicing that, I figured that since I'm doing voice singing, what sounds like singing practice already, and I used to write poetry, and I'm a good communicator, and I'm an artist, that I have ideas to communicate. And so, and plus the two people that, sorry, this is really itching. Uh, you know, the two of the people I really admire are both musicians. Now, one built a whole career out of doing this. Dressed up and singing, and the other is a pianist and just likes doing this, but hasn't, until recently, hasn't combined the two together. By the way, I've noticed that's something of what women do. They tend to flow. Their movements are more flowy. So I have learned how to do that. Okay, so I want to talk about how my future plans are for music and how I'm developing them. One thing that's been scary for me, there are two things. One is being able to sing in a convincingly female voice, and the other is trimming my waist. So I'm going to show you right now. I have a limited, I don't know if you can still hear me, but I have a limited space here in my apartment, but there, that's what it is so far. And I just bought a a pattern, what's known as hip pads. They're foam pads, and in an earlier video, in fact, let me go get the hip pads I have right now. It's so exciting, you know. One difference there is between men and women, this is also a cultural, a sociological experience for me. One difference between men and women stereotypically is that women are more permitted to, you know, they're more free to be jovial and be very expressive, whereas men, I think, are conditioned, maybe it's in something in the DNA, but men are more structured and conditioned to be rigid. So, but anyway, I feel so exuberant and so excited to put all this stuff, all these ideas into this video. I know I've talked about this stuff before, but it's like, you know, girl to, you know, woman to woman, woman to woman. I feel so free to be able to share all these exciting new things that have happened. I want to tell you, in case I forget, I want to tell you about the coach, my clothing stylist that I matched up with, and my voice coach. I talked about these before, but I want to tell you about something very interesting, some new developments in terms of my stylist. Okay, first, these, I know I'm jumping the gun wildly, but this is a very large hip pad, and I have to pare it down. Now, this is my first attempt at carving hip pads, but you would put it around and then put it behind like this, and you'd have some sort of pant thing around, and then typically people put leggings, some type of leggings or pantyhose or stockings or something like that, and that's what I'm going to develop more. of. Now, as I stand up, I'm wearing something. It was an attempt at it. I'm wearing kind of a pant thing with padding around here, and I think it looks nice. But the exciting thing about this new pattern is that I found it online. I bought it for like $10, and I bought it from somebody who has a YouTube channel, and he sells these patterns. You could download them, and they're very cheap for cross-dressers. So the nice thing is that the clothing patterns that he has are geared toward men, but made to resemble a woman's colorful outfits. Like he has a bustier, and he has drag queen type clothing, and not many, but so one of those was hip pads, and I figured in carving this, I bought myself an electric carver, the kinds that they use for carving turkeys for Thanksgiving. It's the first time I actually went out and bought one, because I've watched some videos where they say don't use scissors. Well, scissors are okay, but you're going to probably break the scissors, so you might as well get some kind of a electric carving knife. And so that's what I did here. But so out of this experience, another benefit is learning how to use an electric carver. And I still have most of my limbs left, ha 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 ha. So I feel that these are too large, and I didn't know the dimensions. And fortunately, the two people who do this, one of them does it professionally. The other one does it and is very, very good at it. I don't necessarily want to give out his name, because I don't know, permission and all that, but it does it very convincingly. I found out they do the same thing. I mean, there's no special secret to it. And that's something else I discovered, that as amazing as this person who, they're both musicians, but as amazing as this person is, who does and pulls off these incredible looks, he's not doing anything different than regular people, cross-dressers, and he's not doing anything really different from what I'm doing right now. He's just been really good at it, and there's probably an artistic streak in there, so that's given me confidence to do it myself. Okay, so I'm here laying in bed, and I'm inspired to learn more about music and write my own songs and so forth. I want to perform. Like I said, there are two nightclubs. They're not really nightclubs. One, they're sort of, I guess they're sort of nightclubs. One of them is sort of a nightclub. One is more of a bar with a theater connected to it, and they're in the midst of relocating. So I'm eager to go back there and perform on stage and build something up for myself. I see now they've gone dormant. The bar with the theater has gone dormant, but I see this as a great opportunity for me to develop myself further. That's why I'm developing this look, and I've been changing my diet. If you look at my previous videos, I talk about drinking more water. That's another benefit. I've been drinking more water. I've been drinking more protein. Well, literally, I have been drinking more protein. I've been drinking protein drinks. I didn't realize how much protein meant to keeping yourself in shape. And I'm about 40 pounds. I'm about 200. Let's be honest. I'm opening it all out there as if I'm not going to do any more videos like this. So I was about 205 pounds, something like that, which is not really feminine. I'll probably get hate for that, but no, I mean, it's not, you know what I mean. If you're going for real attraction in terms of performing on stage and so forth, well, I want to slim down. Um, so 40 pounds would take me down to 160, about 160. And that's, from what I've heard that's, and read, that's the ideal weight um, for a man. And it's a lot closer to a woman's physique. That's all I'm trying to get. I understand not every woman has that statuesque look, but you're more passable, and that's what I'm trying to be. You're more passable if you have a slimmer waist. So in the cross-dressing world, of course, there are vests, and of course, I'm sure women will wear these too. There are vests or tighteners, waist cinchers. They go by different names and slightly different purposes and so forth, but they accomplish the same thing. They tighten. They tighten the waist inward. See, I don't. Maybe it's the trick is working. Now I'm wearing one right now. You may be able to see through it. That's why this part tends to be noticeable. It's not a bra. It's the vest here. I'm going to have to work on that, but I want to see if I can squeeze this. I've got this part pretty well, the padding and the buttocks in the back and the hips. If I can squeeze this in, that would make it all the more passable-ish. All the more passable. So I'm drinking more water, which everybody should use. We should do 64 ounce. I'm trying to blah blah blah. I'm trying to drink more water on a daily basis. I'm trying to eat more vegetables rather than fruit on a daily basis. I've added more meat and protein, and I have hypothyroidism, which isn't really conducive to keeping a low weight, small waistline. You look it up. My thyroid doesn't produce enough, as much as it should, and consequently, it's probably built into my metabolism, slower metabolism. Now, I'm not one of those people that uses this as an excuse that I have a slow metabolism, therefore I can be like 500 pounds or something. But I think there is something to it, and so consequently, this right here, what I'm doing is an effort to counteract that. It's another side benefit. As another side benefit, I've also learned about exfoliation and moisturizing my skin and how important that is. So I've learned, for the benefit of you out there, you should be washing your face more often, or at least more often than I thought I should be. And I'm exfoliating with a cream or whatever twice a week, no more than twice a week. Okay, so let's get back to me being on stage and performing. Now, the two concerns I have, I don't want to say fears, but the two concerns I have are developing a convincing female voice and cinching my waist in, developing my look a lot better. I want to mention my stylist. Actually, this is a website. It's a partnership of two people. I'm going to mention it. Fox and Hanger. It's Julie and Kate. They put together a lookbook. Now, this is for transgender, cross-dressers, anybody who fits into wanting an interesting look. They're like men or were men or genetically men. So what these two owners do in Fox and Hanger, they receive your photograph to get proper proportions. They are very receptive to advice. They want to know what kind of look do you want? What kind of clothing style do you want? What's the overall look that you're trying to achieve? And for me, I was going for like Kate Summers, the character of Kate Summers in Silver Spoons, kind of somewhat glamorous look that I was familiar with and conditioned on from growing up with 1980s television, the glamorous look of the glamorous woman. And so I think they did a really good job. They're different levels or types of lookbook that you can get. Uh, I went for I think it was the deluxe that I went for. Um, there are 5 different looks, and in addition to that, you could get coaching, which I didn't get really, but you could get the 5 different looks, like body shaping, body sculpting. And I got that once. Now I'm going for it again, but I don't need the body sculpting. I not only had gotten that in the previous lookbook, the first book lookbook, but I've been developing on my own, like for example with the hip pads. So I don't think I need that. Now, Julie, I want to get this right, so I don't have to edit it in post production. Julie, I've been sending her photographs as I've been developing my look, and I've been sending them to other people too. Um, and Julie has been interested in starting up another lookbook with me. And oh, by the way, that's where I've gotten some of my clothing that I've shown in past videos. Not this. This I just simply. This is one of the first outfits I bought, actually, as you can probably tell. I mean, it's sexier. As I had been showing her these pictures, sharing these pictures over the past months, I also had an interest in developing this channel and perhaps doing like a segment. I haven't interviewed anybody yet on the channel, but I would like to. Either this creative end, the showcase end, or the introspection, or both. The introspection end where I'm talking with people. There's like maybe a split screen where I'm interviewing experts on various theories and so forth. I had this idea of like kind of benefiting, both of us benefiting. I want to take you on my journey in this female impersonation, and journey all the way through, hopefully to performing on stage and getting some nice video of, and also what it would take. Now I can't claim to be entirely in the know in terms of what it takes to become a famous singer or a pop singer, but it'd be fun to at least give you a journey, give you a look into how I'm going about it, like for example the music writing and so forth. So I thought that I could perhaps talk with her. She could promote Fox and Hanger. I would benefit because I would be, first of all, shown as talking to an expert, and also giving more advice to those of you out there watching. So I shared with her my interest in acting, in performing on stage, and she said that she had stage background, and she was vague, but she asked me if I wanted to be coached in terms of acting. Now, that was also vague, but I'm certainly interested, and at this point I'm really hungry to show myself as Samantha. Oh, that's another thing, in case I forget. I've gone with Samantha. Now, Samantha as a name, Samantha Shekhinah. Samantha was taken from the character in Bewitched, which is a popular sitcom, or had been a popular sitcom, was to me. Samantha Stevens is a character who's a witch, and she lives with a mortal, and they're married, and she wears nice outfits. But one of the things I was motivated to name myself after her was that she's smart. Again, this is respect to women. She's smart. She's clever. She's very happy. She makes other people feel comfortable as a character, and Samantha seems very feminine. I mean, there are other feminine names. I was toying with Kate for a while, but it's not something like Danielle or whatever. Samantha could be called Sam, I guess, but it just seems very feminine. And what do I do for a last name, especially when you are molding yourself into, in my delusional state maybe, but you're molding yourself into a pop star image, or at least developing your persona. I picked Shekinah. Now, I'm Jewish, and Shekinah is very big in Kabbalistic terms, Kabbalistic fields. Um, Shekinah is the feminine presence of God. That's how I got Shekinah, and it was all working fine. And I would embody, this name. It's very big in Kabbalah and my Jewish heritage and all that. And Shekinah is feminine. Works all great until I discover. I do a keyword search, and I discover. I think somewhere in Africa, there's a singer. Shekinah, or even Samantha Shekinah. Well, anyway, Shekinah. So I can't use that. So I came up with the next best thing, Samantha Bahir, or Bahar. Now, I did some search on that because I don't want to be jerked further. It doesn't look like there's anybody, now that I'm putting this on the internet, of course, maybe there will be, but there's nobody with that name, Samantha Bahir or Bahar. So there are other people in other professions, but not in terms of music. So now Bahir, there's a famous Kabbalistic text called the Sefer HaBahir. Bahir means illumination or brilliance, and that's pretty feminine. That's the look that I want. Kind of goes along with the Shekinah idea that I wanted before. All right, so going to music, I shared with you in the last video this cover art I have for CD and a few songs. Now, I shared with you in an earlier video that I came up with 4 concept albums. Because I'm one to plan far in advance. I came up with a fantasy concept album. I came up with a romance. I came up with that first because, women singing, gotta have like a romantic album there somewhere. So that's fantasy, that's romance album, and there's Reflections album. That might be the title that I will go for, and one about Judaism. And I came up with about 4 songs each. Okay, so I have that. In the fantasy album, I had in mind mermaid. I love mermaids, and I figured on stage I might be able to do something very theatrical, costume-like, on the mermaid theme. And I could have like water splashing, maybe sounds worked into the notes and musical chords and the instrumental. That would be really beautiful. And I want to do like a James Bond theme, a Bond girl, where I'm singing from the point of view of the Bond girl who is in love with James Bond. That would be nice. Very feminine things to carry across the image, and of course something I can play around with gender-wise. And a witch, of course. So I had those thematic ideas, and then I had like self-reflection ideas where I was thinking about critical moments in my life and what could I comment on, what experiences really were heartfelt to me. Female singers tend to sing about feelings. Portraying a woman, I feel able or permitted to be able to sing about real heartfelt things as opposed to more masculine things, if there is such a thing. Masculine singer type songs. I thought about, let me see, a crush I had in middle school. That's a good thing. It's a side benefit. I'll change the genders. I'll be singing about a man, but I'll simply change. The experience is the same, and the universality of the experience is the same. I'll simply be changing the gender to further hide. Well, one benefit is that it further hides who I'm singing about. I had this crush on someone in middle school, and she was kind of flirtatious, and she probably remembers me, but whatever. I want to sing about whether she feels the same way towards me, or what was the flirtation serious, or was it just playing around? And I had this other experience with this other girl in school, and wondering if, having moved on, this conflict between wanting to move on because it's in my best interest, and also wishing her well and hoping that she feels okay. I won't go into anything further. I'll just keep it at that. So there are these experiences, and there are other experiences like a tribute to my mom and so forth. So on the one hand, I had this concept album of mermaid and witch and like costumey stuff, and then I had this other concept album, reflections and singing about my heartfelt experiences. I had this one opportunity, maybe one opportunity, to share these personal experiences of mine, and then when I sat down to actually write these songs or devise these songs, I'm learning about how music is done. I learned about the circle of fifths, and I'm learning about the what was it, the nodes, the chord progression, and I'm learning about musical scale and so forth. It's something my mom wanted to encourage me, clearly wanted to encourage me in terms of music, and I didn't really get into that. And she's deceased now; she's no longer here. But I like to think if there's an afterlife, she can see me now. She can see me now. She'd be really surprised. But I think she'd really, I hope she would really like it. She would be proud of me, probably. She would also be proud of the fact that I'm venturing into this finally, the way maybe she wanted me to. And see, this is why I knew I didn't want to keep up with a female voice, because I'd be tearing up and jaw jittery and so forth. So anyway, so I found I'm going to merge them together. So without further ado, I want to share with you some things in here. I figure if you have become bored with what I've been talking about, at least you have this color, this eye candy to look at. Now, one thing I want to sing about is my envy for those who have been able to go further in life. I felt trapped in certain ways because of my situation, my economic status, and so forth. So I felt that would go along with Mermaid, and watching, peering up at the sky, peering up at the through the water, kind of like the Little Mermaid, and wishing that I could be a part of that world. So I thought that would blend together, and I thought, what about now? What would I do with a witch now? A control, my wish to have control over my own life. Um, it's not like I don't feel like I have control, but there are some things, certainly if I look through and as I compose the song, um, I feel like I wish I had more control over certain things in my life. I didn't want the video to go without sharing this. I thought this was really nice. I found it online. The idea, uh, mermaids are an illusion and love is real. Maybe toying around with that, and no, actually, love is an illusion and mermaids are real. I thought I might be able to work that into the mermaid song. Oh, and of course, how could I forget um, the idea of a Bond girl wanting action? And I, ever since I first thought of the idea, I figured it would be a song that involves like gunshots, whereas like similar to in the Mermaid song, using flowing water and rushing waves and so forth, sonically, that is, working that into the music itself, um, working for the Bond song, Bond girl song, working gunshots and running and motion, and working that into the actual structure of the song, the sound of the song, the rhythm of the song. Somehow the 1980s song Wild Wild West came to mind. So I thought, all right, a Bond girl is in the midst of action, and so is James Bond. And I want to be in action. I want to be at the forefront of activity, and I want to be worldwide known, and I want to be in the midst of the action, in the midst of like all the world is looking at me. And so that would be the theme that I would infuse into this costume of a song about a Bond girl and perhaps being attracted to James Bond. All right, so I want to move on to the next thing about my musical endeavor. Realistically, what could I expect? I know what I would want. What could I realistically expect? Well, I can expect developing this further, becoming more passable, developing my voice, etc., etc., performing, maybe talking with the managers and the people in charge at this nightclub that I was talking, this bar and theater I was talking about, getting a song together, getting an act perhaps together, and still dread that's still um, uh, worrisome, like concerning being able to sing. Um, Maybe I need a singing coach. I need somebody to help me develop my voice. Um, Aside from that, maybe I could just say the words. I don't know. People expect you when you're on stage to sing. Um, but anyway, I see myself like that. I want to be able to get some kind of management. I really seriously want to develop this into a stint, or not necessarily a full-time career. Well, I do want it to develop it into a full-time career, but I don't know if I can be able to. I don't know if that's in the cards, but I do want to develop it much further, and maybe, if possible, and I'm being realistic, but possibly, if I can, develop a career out of it. Maybe now this might sound delusional, but maybe I can develop myself well enough that I can meet some actual famous singers or actual famous entertainers, and I'm really envious, really, of um, where it led this other person I was talking about earlier. Two people, this person who's done it for decades, dressed up and able to do it full time. Um, and he was close to some famous people. Um, I hope I can be able to do that. Maybe it's in the cards. I would need to develop an artist bio. I looked into it, what's involved. There's what's called a short bio. It's like a few sentences, about a paragraph, and then there's a mid-level, mid-size bio. I don't remember how long that is, and then there's a long bio, which would be like 3 paragraphs. I'd want to develop a presence on YouTube. I want to develop a separate channel just when I become good enough. I want to now. There's this thought that I have intent. I have to split off this channel into Showcase as its own separate channel. But in addition to that, if I can become good enough, I want to split off from that and have, for Samantha herself, Samantha Bahir, I want to have like a professional YouTube channel where you can listen to me singing and so forth. More of a professional, like if you were actually watching a, what do they call it, an official singer's channel. I need to develop an artist bio. Now, one thing that I need to beef up on, one thing I would feel like it would be lacking would be a musical background, a musical training background. I feel horribly deficient in that area, but I feel confident I can be able to write the music, I could be able to compose the music, and I've also wondered, can I be able to dress up, have the fun of dressing up like this, and simply be a song composer for other artists? And it just, I've been doing all this and then just handing it off to somebody else to sing doesn't really feel good. I want to sing myself, so I need some way of just training my voice and developing an ear for sound, for notes and hitting the right note and so forth. And so there's the artist bio. There's photographic shots, and I'm in an apartment. I mean, come on, look at this. This is something I. This looks extravagant, contrast to what you used to see, which would be a corner of a wall. I mean, I'm in an apartment, so um, I would need some place to actually take photographs, and of course that ties in with um, my physique and so forth. It all ties together, and so and developing a sound, some kind of recording my music. I'm using GarageBand, and that's been helpful. Again, like I said earlier, I'm learning so much about composition of music and recording of music. Now I was listening a few days ago. I was listening to theme songs to television series, favorite television series like Different Strokes and so forth and so on, Growing Pains, so forth. And I want to develop a better ear for picking up like what instruments there are and guessing how many tracks are being played. And it seems like if I can learn how GarageBand works a lot better, um, I could be able to record those tracks on my own. Modern technology is really helpful for newcomers like me. Now, what I'm describing is what's called an electronic press kit. Here's basically what it would entail. Uh, it'd be an artist bio, which I've talked about before, and let me see, promo photos and sorry, promo photos and music includes music files and video, of course, and press reviews, which I guess would come hopefully from at least from performing at that club I was talking about, and highlights and achievements, which I'm kind of weak on at the moment, other than composing the songs, and social and streaming links, and of course, contact info. Now, contact info, I can create a separate account, email account, so forth, get that all set up for exclusively for Samantha. As I mentioned before, somewhere in the videos, I'm going for an 80s look. I think, fortunately, 80s look is still popular, sort of, amidst a certain generational demographic. I personally like the 80s. I think it has a lot of flair and a lot of nostalgia, of course, but it has a lot. It has a certain sound and a certain look that I really appreciate, and it's one way for me to be able to pretend or kind of step into the realm of those other famous pop singers from the 1980s. And of course, if you're going for style and visual sense, I mean, who can beat the 1980s, right? Well, maybe 1960s or 70s, but 1980s you had glamorous hair, and that's when the women, well, the 50s you had women stepping out too, but you had so many famous like Cyndi Lauper, Madonna, Tina Turner, and so forth. Enough room for you to develop your own look, female look. So I feel really comfortable in that, and I hope that maybe I can introduce a new generation to authentic 80s sounding music. So thanks for watching this, sincerely, and there's only one thing left I wanted to do, which was go through some of the improvements I've made in my look. Now, it's become sort of routine if you've watched my earlier videos. It's not like I look like a dog or so forth. I think it's worked pretty well, but I want to mention that the contouring, first of all, my ring light that I have, I've rearranged my work area, as small as it is, a little bit. So my ring light, it's a Bauer executive ring light, and now I have it behind my computer and so forth. So that works better. Now the contouring here, that means a lot to a female impersonator because makeup is everything. I mean, in addition to this, you've got to feminize the look of the face. So whether it's the lighting that's changed or not, I switched from the normal contouring style, which is, well, all right, maybe I shouldn't show the label, but it seems to be drowned out, or at least in my eyes, it would always look drowned out. And I would look at, for example, those other cross-dressers or female impersonators. I mentioned amazing looks that they have. Of course, some of it I'm open to them being digitally filtered or digitally enhanced a bit, but I've looked at the video for one of them. I've looked at the his video, and it looks like a woman. It looks pretty close. I always was bothered by the contouring not showing up, being washed out by the light, and so I said, screw it. This is the primer I use. I went to Smashbox, by the way. I went to, I'll say the name, Ulta. And this is one of those times when they had an Estee Lauder makeup artist come in and do a makeover on me. And Smashbox seems to be a good makeup company. It's part of Estee Lauder. And they're good for theatrical makeup and so forth. So I use the Smashbox Original Photo Finish Smooth and Blur for my primer. And then, this is a key thing, if my face has seemed to look on the blue side, it's because I went and I spent like $1 or something. I used a green concealer. Now, I haven't been using a green concealer before. I've been using a different concealer that's from Jecca Black, and it's been like a beige color, and that's what I've been using. And I learned, of course, again, that green helps filter out red. Now, perhaps I did the green a little too much because you can tell probably where I put it all around my face where I'd have red ishness on my face. Maybe that's not the best thing. I learned in doing this that I do that, and then I put on, the instruction said to put on regular concealer over it. So in a future effort, is all progress. In a future effort, I'm going to be more tactful in where I put the green. But that's both, the color green would drown out the red, and certain colors drown out other colors. I was using pink for a little while. Now, another thing, another improvement was my eyebrows. Now this is much better. Of course, I've been hesitant to shave my eyebrows and make them look feminine. So I shaved them a little bit, so they would still look masculine, but there's a little bit here, and the tail I drew in. Now, I just got a regular, I don't know if I can find it here, but it's basically a black eyebrow pencil, and I've got a sharpener, and I just drew it in. And the key thing is that I used this, I can find. I got this. I've had this for a while. Now I would typically ironically, I didn't put it on my eyelids this time, and they seem to be holding up pretty well. But I would routinely put it on the eyelids. It's primer. It seems like every time you use makeup, you've got to put primer on first for everything, even my lips, which I have been forgetting to do for a while. It's called Too Faced Shadow Insurance 24 hours, so it should last like 5 hours at least. Ha ha ha. It says 24 hours. It's interesting. It says blue light defense and blue light defense. But anyway, this time I used it under the instruction there, or online or whatever. I put primer on my eyebrows, the areas of my eyebrows where I'd be drawing that in, because the last time it easily wiped away the pencil, whatever I was using. It was another product, another eyeliner, or eyebrow pencil, but it just wiped away and it looked ugly. And part of the benefit of doing these videos is that I get to see the evolution, and you get to as well. So that, and then I added the primer for my lips. Finally, I remembered to do that. And key thing, this is something new. This is Charlotte Tilbury Full Fat Lashes 5-star mascara. Those are for the upper eyelashes. And then I've been warned, and I've been doing, this is what I've been doing, for the bottom lashes, I use something else. Okay, also for this, this is what I use. Before I even put on the mascara, I squeeze in and then raise up so the lashes go up. And then, of course, I can pull them back down for going back into masculine mode. And then I use this Fenty Beauty by Rihanna for glow. I put some here and some on my cheeks, and maybe I should put some on the right up here on the forehead. Oh, here's my bottom lashes. I was warned that you shouldn't put eyelash, for whatever reason, upper mascara on your bottom lashes. I learned that from a makeup artist that I went to learn about makeup. I went to 3 different people. I went to Andrea James for my voice, feminine voice, but already I had pretty good feminine voice. She complimented me on that. And I went to the stylist I mentioned before, Fox and Hanger, and Karen at Femme Fever. I think she pointed out about not using mascara on the upper mascara on your bottom lashes. Something you should only use pencil. Something about maybe it's unhealthy, something, whatever. So I use Clinique bottom lash mascara, long wearing formula, of course, because I don't want to lose it right in the middle of something. And that's what I use for that. And I've been using this pad, Cali Contour. Now this is one of those Smashbox. Smashbox is one of those products that I got from that time, the makeup artist in Ulta. Cali Contour. Now, inside, it's a whole palette, and you can see has a nice thing there. And on the back, these different squares are contour, highlight, shimmer, highlight, shimmer bronze highlight, matte bronze, and matte blush. And I've been using that, but I noticed that, this is powdery, and for whatever reason, whether it was light or what, the contouring right here is what I think of as one of the most important parts of feminizing the face. And it just didn't come out right. And I would see these photographs from, like, for example, from this other one that is a pianist, and he cross-dresses. And his pictures come out so good looking, and he has that nice prominent cheeks, and so like structural muscles there. It makes it look feminine. And of course, whatever I was using was just drowned out. So instead, I got, here's my lipstick, these 2 lips. Let me see. I don't think I even used that. Here's my upper mascara. I got this new, I already mentioned upper mascara, Charlotte Tilbury, I mentioned that. Anyway, it was a regular contour stick. I don't think it even, here's my LA Colors Conceal Correct, and it's green. And here's my blush, Jecca Black. I have several different styles of blush, kinds of blush, but this is what I mainly use. I want to get that dark color, that darker hue of blush. And sometimes I've used the blush in here, and then felt I had to add that anyway, that earlier blush anyway. Anyway, I'll keep looking, but anyway, just I got at Family Dollar or something, just a simple dark contour stick, and that's how I got that. So I think I'm going to use that more often. And now I have several different lipsticks. I found out that MAC lipsticks, or matte, brand is MAC, but matte lipsticks actually stain the lips, so I'm avoiding those as best as possible. I mean, unless I have to do it for a certain circumstance, they're there. But I'm sticking with this, which I'm going to probably find is probably matte. Anyway, so I have a range of lip liners that I use around here, and I try to draw a little bit extra down here. I found out that I've been overdoing it, and the problems of overdoing drawing the lips. You want to draw them out more fully. I've been taking pictures, uploading pictures to websites where it analyzes the photo and says whether you're beautiful or not, and passes a woman, tries to guess your age and so forth. And so based on those, I've gotten feminine, I've got female, and I've gotten sometimes 10 years younger than I really am, sometimes 20 years younger, 15 years younger than I really am. And if that's anything to go by, I remember one time it gave a whole analysis, and in terms of attractiveness, I got like 67 or something, or 70 something percent in terms of attractiveness as a woman. Um, I like maybe a second opinion to maybe keep my head, not get an inflated ego, but that's pretty promising anyway. And this is today, for example, for the records, if I want to find out future cases for my own self, what I used, because this is showing up really well in this, especially in this light. It just happens to match the outfit. I'm using Infallible, L'Oreal Paris, of course, Infallible Pro Gloss Pump. That's what it looks like. So I believe that's, the eyes. The eyes are showing up really well. I just have a simple palette. What I used this time was Naked Wild Wild West, which I just bought because a friend said that she used it. So I use that. I have several different palettes. But what I did, I used the same eyebrow pencil to also draw in a line here around the water line. The first thing I did actually was, before any makeup, was use that Naked palette, now Naked West palette. Now that includes different colors, obviously, and what I used was the blue. I can't remember offhand what it was, but I just lightly drew in blue, and it came out really nice. Of course, I have artistic skill anyway. And then to match it, I drew in blue in the top, but not all the way back, just along the top here. Why I picked blue? Now, in that visit to Ulta with the makeup artist, she said that to bring out the color of my eyes, which are like hazel and blue, no, not blue, hazel and green, something auburn, something like that. Anyway, to bring that out, it seems that violet and purple really brings out my eyes. So I picked blue, figuring that, or blue-green, something like that, that would bring that out in my eyes. And then, of course, you can have certain effects I learned online. It's not just whether you bring out the eyes or not. It's certain colors, depending on your eye color, certain colors will bring out your eyes or make your eyes more prominent in certain particular ways. It's not just this color will make them more prominent, these colors won't. That's what I learned. Another thing I learned a lot of stuff about makeup and color, not just makeup, but color in general. So this will be the only time I'm dressed up like this, so please permit me to go up to the camera here. And then I took the eyebrow pencil here, and I drew it along here. That's mascara. And then, clever thing I did, I'm beginning to get more involved in doing this as a routine. Um, I took like a brown something in the Naked Wild Wild West that was right next to the blue green color, and I did this part, and then I took another brush. I have a whole bunch of, I can't remember the name of it. I think, oh, they're Elf. I bought a large Elf set of brushes primarily because I wanted that nice label. I have the pack that I got. It's like 16 brushes or 32 brush, 16, whatever assortment. They're labeled. It's like one says lips, another says blush, another says powder, another says buffing foundation, and so forth. So I wanted that. I wanted to be able, like a tool, like a man. A man has his toolbox, and he has like a certain wrenches and a 1/4 inch, 3/4 inch wrench or whatever. I want to be able to pull it out, and okay, I need blush. I'm going to pull out the blush brush, and I'm going to use that. And I need mineral powder brush. I'm going to pull that, and it says mineral powder brush, mineral powder right on it. So I wanted to do it really quickly. Another thing, I might as well mention it now. A few months ago, I was talking with a friend, and he's been helping me with, not that I don't want to get, he's been helping me. He's warm to the idea of me cross-dressing. Um, and he's been benefiting in certain ways too by it. So I want to be able to pull out the makeup that I need now for I'll say a real woman. A real woman doesn't necessarily need all this makeup, but of course a female impersonator does. And there's also a limited amount of time, and it's very important that everything be exact and well done in order to carry off the look. Now, a woman could get away with it because, well, female face, and whoops, she doesn't put on a lot of makeup, whatever. But a man has to go overboard practically. It has to be really well skilled at it. And I've been thinking, ironically, if you really want to learn about makeup, or if you really want a really good makeup job, maybe not going to a woman is the best option. Maybe going to a drag queen is better, because a good drag queen has to be up on artistically knowing what colors will work, what colors will drown out other things, what colors will conceal, and so forth. So anyway, he had this idea. I had this idea basically that I wanted drawers, and I wanted labels, and I wanted like one drawer to be labeled brushes, and I want another drawer to be labeled hair, another, or not hair really, eyes, lips, contouring, brushes, and there was one for eyes and then another one for eyeshadow palette. So, and nails, it's another thing, nails. I got these today. Now, I went to Dollar Store, Dollar Tree, whatever, and I was looking for glue because I have these nice, pretty gel nails, pink nails, that I got for to dress up, sort of like a mermaid. I got a green dress and long pink nails, and so gel nails. I wanted more glue because, as it turns out, I'm not the only one. I talked with a female friend, and she said, nail glue dries up very quickly. I learned a trick online. I took a small, what was it, like a yogurt bowl or something, and I put water in it, and I put it in. I put it sealed it up. I put it in, I think, warm water, and I put it in the microwave because that's what was recommended on the site. Hopefully the person knows who he's talking about, or she. And it seemed to warm up a bit, but I didn't want to risk it for something like this. I wanted a good presentation, so I just drove around. I had to get the pattern for those hip pads, right? So I figured, okay, so after going to the library and printing that out, I went to the dollar store and I was looking around for glue, and they had nails. They didn't even have nail glue. I don't know why they don't. Uh, if I could make one recommendation to these makeup stores, like dollar stores, like makeup section, like or the makeup manufacturers or whatever, just package nail glue separately, please, so I don't have to buy nails all over again. Like just anyway. I'm a man, so who's gonna listen to me? Or ironically, maybe they will listen to me because I'm a man. Who knows? Ha ha ha. But anyway, so I couldn't find that. However, these look really pretty. Um, I already had a top coat to use um, and a bottom coat for nails, and I just needed a just the nail. So at the store, I couldn't find the nail glue, but I found nail polish, and this just seemed to fit very well. And with the outfit, and I was going to wear a different outfit. I was going to wear a black outfit, one of those outfits that I got in my lookbook from Fox and Hanger. But it was kind of awkward because of the breastplate. As I said before, and if you look in my previous videos, I haven't used a breastplate at all. That was me getting I might as well mention it now. It's a cushion bra. It's a padded bra that I used, and I have another bra that tightens. So basically, what I did was take my natural skin and just squeeze it together to create that look. And then this is a trick, an old trick. You take contour, and if it looked like I had a dirty chest or something, it's because I took contour and went like that to enhance the cleavage a little bit more on camera. It's an old trick. So, oh, I should also mention I've been wearing this for a long time. This ring, I didn't want to just get nice jewelry just in general. I wanted to get stuff meaningful because if women, again, respect to women, they might get something. They don't just buy jewelry. They will get something that's meaningful. Not just well, to show off, but not just to have jewelry, but they would get it, I would figure, because it means something. So I looked up what stone is my birth month. I'm a Scorpio, so offhand I don't remember whatever the birthstone is. So that's what's in here, and I figured, gee, it's my birthstone. It would have some significance. And then, of course, more recently, I bought on Amazon. I bought a whole bunch of these rings like that, and of course, these are relatively cheap, inexpensive, I should say. Uh, and I have some necklaces and so forth. So again, it's the first time, and you can see, you might be able to see, like, there are spots there. I don't know how that happened. It happened when when it was in storage, like just in the closet. It's something about how it was done. And of course, these earrings, I got them as a pack. They were like, there was a red fuzzy. There were several different kinds of earrings. Now, I haven't pierced my ears. These are clip-ons, and I was fortunate enough to find nice earrings like this that are clip-ons. And however, you've seen a previous video I had where I had like a long pair of necklaces or earrings, long pair of earrings that were kind of retro looking, and they were rectangular and they were very colorful, multicolored. Now what I did was I took a set. I have a set of clips that you can put in, and they're like adapters, really. And so I took the spike that would normally would go through a woman's ear. I ripped that off the earring I was talking about, the long rectangular one, And then with super glue or Gorilla Glue, I glued, well, not these, but I glued that to um, the ring thing, clip ring, so it was glued on. So it became much more like this, where you just tighten it around a certain part of the ear. Now I'm careful not to put it too close to the front so as not to look fake. Um, so that's it. I don't know what else to say. I hope you like the look, and I'll see you soon, and I'll look at this video. So far I'm really satisfied. I wanted to get that nice thin. I wanted to get that arch, that sense of an arch, trailing off. And tell me what you think, and don't be afraid to share your ideas, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. If you enjoy this content, please spread the word about Visionary Ventures.